This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 106 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network. Cross-training those HahaHorses. Please support our sponsors as they make this show possible.
Our title sponsor is Omega Alpha. You can find them at omegaalpha.ca. And this episode is also sponsored by Equestrian Collections at equestriancollections.com. Plus Uncle Jimmy's, and you can find all their products at uncle-jimmy's.com. This is Glenn the Geek.
And this is Helena B. And you're listening to the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network.
Well, it's good to be back, Helena.
Oh, it's great to be back.
I know. We had some fun over the last couple of weeks, and if anybody missed last week's show, they should go back and listen to it because we got lots of good comments about it on Facebook. That's the one where old Kimberly turned the tables on us.
It was very difficult to be in the hot seat. I definitely appreciate what our guests go through when we call them.
I know, and that's something we don't think about because we do this so much now that we just don't even think about that the guests might be nervous and a little anxious. But we had a couple comments I wanted to share with you on Facebook about last week's show. It was the show where Kimberly Brown from the International Equestrian Festival interviewed Helena and I. And made us very uncomfortable.
Very.
And Katie Watson said, "Well done, Kimberly. You're a great host." And she was. She did a great job. Lisa Bike said, "I've been LOLing here at work between this show and Tack and Habit. Loved Jen screaming out in the background, LMAO," which I can't say out loud here. So, yes, Jen did have a good time prompting Kim with all the questions that were asked.
Oh, she was a one-woman peanut gallery, your wife. Yeah. Talk about hand-waving and thumping on things in the background. Yes. She was so animated.
And then Robert Dunn, who's a big fan of all the shows, and we appreciate Robert listening to all of them, said, "Love this week's show. Glenn, you should have given up those buttons for a show. It would be good for you." So I wrote back to Robert and said, "Robert, give up the buttons? Really? I love the buttons. So, I do love the buttons. I'm all about the buttons. Nobody touches my buttons." So anyway, you can hang out with Uncle Jimmy and his balls any day, but you can't touch my buttons. That's not allowed.
Hey, this is a G-rated show.
So anyway, we have a full show today.
We just nothing like
getting out of the gate. I know. We have a bunch of guests. We have Kathleen finally back with an update. She's now in the state of Nebraska. So making her way and apparently enjoying this state a whole lot more than the state of Wyoming. So we're going to catch up with Kathleen and get an update from her. It's been weeks now since we've spoken to Kathleen.
It feels like weeks, yeah. Well,
and then we have a fun guest coming up. I call him Eventing John. He does the website Eventing Nation, and it's become very popular in the eventing community. But he just started a new site that we're going to hear about, and it is a trip. I think it's
quickly become very popular.
I know.
Like skyrocketed to the popular list of the horse world.
What did I tell you? The first day I saw it, I said, this site is a genius marketing tool.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get John on to talk about his newest site and go over that a little bit and have a good chuckle there. And then you have the next guest coming up, too.
I do. We're talking to Jamie Cohen today, an equine massage therapist, about cross-training your horse and why it's so important for good muscle health. So that's the serious part of it. You know me, I always got to get serious.
I know, you have to get serious a couple minutes every day.
Sorry.
That's all right. But I think we should just get right to the guests because we have so much to do today.
All right, let's go.
And there's a lot going on. And I do want to make one announcement, though, that I think we're going to tease everybody a little bit. In the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a big announcement coming out for the Horse Radio Network of a new show that is coming out very soon. A lot of people noticed the Facebook postings we put up there about needing a co-host, and I got a couple of emails from people saying, "You're not firing Helena, are you?"
Oh!
But I said, "No, Helena's not going anywhere. If I fired her, she wouldn't leave anyway." So
It's true.
she just keeps showing up. So we're not firing Helena. We have a new show coming out. We can't announce it yet, but within the next 2 weeks, we expect there to be an announcement. And I would say that it's going to take the Horse Radio Network to a new level. It's different than anything we've done before, but we're just looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and people did notice that we had selected a co-host for that show. Matter of fact, she's flying in here to Lexington next Wednesday and going to spend 4 or 5 days with Jennifer and I. And we're going to spend some time in show planning and show prep and just having a good time here in Lexington. Matter of fact, Helena, next Thursday, we're going over Thursday morning. The good folks at the Kentucky Horse Park are having us over to do a photo shoot for this show.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it. I mean, I love doing my tack and habit and stable scoop, but I'm really excited that you have some new blood, and I think she's going to be fantastic.
Well, I do want to mention that you can go to ventingradio.com at the latest episode. She actually makes an appearance on the Venting Show because it was through the Eventing Show and the Eventing Facebook page that she heard about this opportunity. So she actually heard about it on Facebook and called in and applied like we had almost 70 others do. And so that's how she heard about us. So she actually makes a little bit of an appearance at the beginning of the Eventing Show. You'll get to hear her and hear a little bit about her. So you can check that out at eventingradio.com this week's episode.
You gotta love the eventers. They really get the word out.
They do. They have a community. It is a tight community, the eventers.
It is. Yeah.
Well, they're all risking death every day. They have to be somewhat
Please, I risk death. I risk death just walking into my horse's stall.
You risk
but
death
that's not
just getting
because of
up
my
in the
horse,
morning,
it's because of
Helena.
me. It's my gluttonous.
We spent a weekend with you there, last weekend? So I can honestly say Helena risks death just getting out of bed in the morning.
I do, right? I came home. I'm the only person who goes to a trade show and comes home with black and blues on her hips.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
Because I bumped into tables.
And it wasn't my fault.
I don't watch. No, it wasn't. I don't watch where I'm going.
I don't know. Did you see the comments about? Did you notice I posted pictures from us at the ADA event there in Philadelphia?
Yes.
And did you notice the comment about your high heels?
No, I missed that one. Hold on, I gotta go. Oh God.
Now, should we tell everybody the truth or not?
Never. Never.
They're all going to wonder why Helena was wearing high heels at a horse event.
Hey, I was not the only one. Everybody else was too. A lot of women were wearing high heels. It's true. I swear. I wasn't the only one. Hey, people, I'm 5'2"3/4. I need to wear high heels sometime. Plus, I don't get out very often. And when I do get out, I go to the barn. So I'm wearing some kind of rubber encased footwear. Okay. A high heel sandal is no big deal.
All right. And you can find all of those pictures actually on Facebook at our Tack and Habit page. We posted the pictures of Helena and I at the event together, actually recording together. So
that was a lot of fun.
And there were some pictures, too, of the girls from the IEF, of Kimberly, who interviewed us last week. So you'll find all of those up on the page there. I think it was actually Karen from Kentucky Performance Products that commented about your high heels. So we're going to be back right after this message from Omega Alpha with an update on Kathleen's Wild Ride. Omega Alpha Pharmaceuticals creates only natural health products. Their scientists, guided by Dr. Gordon Chang, formulate a wide variety of mainly herbal health products to address many equine health problems. And one of their users is international Canadian sensation event rider Jessica Phoenix. And we have Jessica on here for a second to tell us what she thinks about Omega Alpha. Well, hi, Jess. I hear that you use Omega Alpha.
I do. I love their products. I've started using them this year, and the one product that I really love is Anti-Flam. It just takes the sting out of the horse's feet and keeps them moving comfortably. And I know that from using it in our barn, a lot of horses have benefited from it.
You can look for their products at retailers nationwide or visit their website at omegaalpha.ca. That's omegaalpha.ca. Well, hi, Kathleen. It's been a while since we've had you on the show.
It has. I miss you guys so much. I was crying every night I didn't get to talk to you.
Well, I don't even know what to say to that. You need a life, Kathleen.
She has one. She has a very exciting life.
I know, and it's getting more exciting by the minute. Now, let's tell everybody, since we talked to you last, you were in Wyoming in a desolate part of the country, hoping to get the heck out of Wyoming, and now you're in Nebraska, and according to the Facebook post, things are getting a little easier for you in Nebraska.
Oh, my God, yes. Nebraska is absolutely cool. I have had a ball since I've been here. It's just I need the listeners to all get together and send me some bail money because apparently I'm going to get arrested in this town.
Oh, what happened?
Well, this morning I went and tied my horses up next to a restaurant to go in to eat at a restaurant I was recommended by a local police officer. When I went in and asked the lady if it was okay for me to tie my horses up, she got really upset and went crazy on me and started yelling at me. And when I told her I was going to leave, she called the police.
Oh, my God.
Did the police come?
Yeah, the police came and they met me outside, and basically what they told me was I should come down to the restaurant that I decided to, that I'm eating breakfast at right now because the food was better.
Now, who was this lady? Did she own the restaurant, or was she just a patron?
No, she owns the restaurant. The restaurant's name is, I think, Grandma's Place or something, and her name is Roxy, and she didn't want me eating there, apparently, so I didn't.
Well, there you go.
Good, then I won't eat there either.
What town are you in, Kathleen?
I'm in Sydney, Nebraska.
Sydney, Nebraska. And what have you noticed the difference now? Is the riding easier? Have you gotten a little flatter? You're out of the hills now?
Oh, yeah, the riding is much easier. It's all just a very gentle downhill slope. We're getting lower in elevation, so it's easier on all of us. And, the terrain is smooth and grassy, and the people are amazing. I mean, we get stopped constantly, and people are, once again, almost fighting to help us out.
Wow. You've covered a lot of ground then since we talked to you last. Well, I mean, you came out of the mountains, and that must feel like a huge milestone.
Oh, well, getting out of the desert was a big one for me. I mean, we rode all the way from all across the Wyoming to Rawlins, and then I got a very nice woman who picked us up in her trailer and dropped us in Cheyenne.
Okay.
And actually, Cheyenne, Wyoming, if anybody goes to Wyoming, go to Cheyenne. That is an absolutely beautiful city. I mean, it is gorgeous, and every single person I met in Cheyenne was friendly and nice and helpful, and the people at their rodeo grounds, it is the most unbelievably gorgeous rodeo grounds I've ever stayed at, were so nice and so helpful that next year, if I can, I'm going back to their big rodeo at the end of July because it looks like one heck of a party.
Oh, that's nice.
There
That's
you go.
awesome. So, okay, so you come out of, so have you sort of been following the Route 80 path?
30. I'm
30.
back on 30
Okay.
again.
You're back on 30. So now where was the desert part that you crossed?
The desert was all the way in Wyoming from Kemmerer to Rawlins. It would have been all the way to Cheyenne, but I picked up a trailer ride from Rawlins to Cheyenne.
All those mountains you see there are really desert mountains.
Desert mountains,
yeah.
okay.
Desert
Right.
mountains.
I got
it's still the
it.
Rockies. We crossed the Continental Divide twice, but it's all desert terrain. I mean, we were going up and over gullies and through rocks and sagebrush. Had scorpions crawling up my pant leg when I get to the tall sagebrush.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a good time.
That's nice. Good times. Good times.
Just what I want to do, party with the scorpions.
Oh, yeah. Hubba, hubba.
Why would you want to do that when you have me every week? So, okay, so now you're back down to like sea level ish, right?
Oh, no, I'm around 3,800 feet.
Oh, okay, all right. But you use the word gentle slope, and that got me a little excited.
Yeah, well, we're slowly going down. I mean, I was at 7,000 feet all the way through Wyoming. Wow. So it was pretty high up there, and it was a lot of labor for us to travel at that elevation.
Well, how are the horses holding up? We had back issues with the one, and so how are they holding up at this point?
Well, they're actually better. When we sat in Rawlins for a week and a half, in Cheyenne for a week because they dropped so much weight crossing the desert, and then they both got a little bit of sores on their withers from changing the way their saddles fit, and it just got a little pressure sore, so we had to sit and let them heal. But they're gained about 100 pounds back of the weight that they lost, and they're just about totally healed up from their wither sores. So another week, they'll be fully back up to where they were before.
And they're riding, and it's gotten a lot
These-
easier for them here, too.
They bounce back.
A lot easier.
Wow.
Now, I did
Yeah, a
notice
lot easier. They're still gaining.
I did notice, Kathleen, on Facebook that people have been asking how they can help you, and apparently Mary's organizing a mailing that if people want to send you stuff, they can do so. It's going to be 9 days out, apparently.
Yes.
And it's at, to send it to Kathleen Dodds, General Delivery, Brady, Nebraska, 69123. And we'll put that in our show notes as well. And it's on your Facebook page at Kathleen's Wild Ride. What kind of things do you need?
Well, bail money.
I guess cash would be the thing you probably need the most, isn't it?
Well, cash would be nice because I'm having to buy feed for the horses, and so I'm actually depleting my cash supplies faster than I planned. But, anything is helpful. Fly spray for the horses. I'm running low on, sunscreen because I use the sunscreen on myself and Mystic because her nose is white, so I have to put sunscreen on her nose every day. Deodorant, anything they can think of to send, so go ahead and send it.
Okay.
Everything is appreciated. Just nothing really big because remember it has to be packed in my saddle pack.
Right. What about those little trial size things? Those are good, huh?
Oh yeah, those are awesome. Actually, I ran into a lady when I was still in Wyoming who gave me 15 of them, and I'm already through. I am down to my last trial size of each one she gave me.
That's great. Okay, so trial size stuff, people. Trial size.
Hey, we picked up a bunch of stuff at that show we were at there, Helena. We're going to have to include that in a package and send it out to Kathleen. We picked up a bunch of ointments and salves and things for the horses at the show we were just at, and they're all in the little trial size containers. So,
cool.
So we
should have had her stop at the Redmond mines.
Oh yeah, that stuff's really good.
Already. Oh yeah.
So, Kathleen, are you making better time now that we're out of the mountains?
Well, actually, we dropped my days back down again. When I was in Wyoming, we were forced by the terrain and the lack of water to do 40 to 45 miles a day, and that's what was so hard on the horses. So we're back down to 15 to 25, and actually I took it really easy for the first 4 or 5 days we were traveling again and was only doing 10 or 12.
Do you feel like you're... Do you feel like you're starting to get a handle on this in terms of gauging how far you can go, what your limits are, when you can push? Have you sort of hit your groove yet? Yeah. Yeah,
actually, I've got a pretty good internal pedometer for knowing exactly how far we've gone.
Okay.
We actually did have it the first day that we were traveling. Well, actually, the second day, we crossed out of Pine Bluffs and went into Nebraska, and I hadn't expected to travel that day. But I ended up having to ride, and I was not in my riding pants, and I didn't pack any water or food, and I had only gotten 2 hours of sleep the night before because I thought I was hanging out. And I was falling asleep on the horses and actually ended up stopping at a park and just camped overnight instead of making it to the town I want to make it, which was the best thing I could have done because I ended up meeting this really cool older couple who went and got me dinner and then arranged for me to get lunch the next day in town and meet with the paper, and that got me set up for a place to stay the next night, and that got me set up for a place to stay the night after that. Anytime these things I'm thinking, oh, this is awful, I'm exhausted, something horrible, it ends up being fantastic. And so I just have to quit. Whenever anything bad happens, I just have to wait for the good thing to fall down next.
Now that's a life lesson.
Yeah, there. Well, Kathleen, that's terrific. We do love following you, and we'll, of course, post this interview on Facebook as well so everybody can hear your voice. They like to hear your voice every week, so we'll try and be back on schedule here for a little while. Good luck over the next week, and hopefully the scorpions have abated a little. You won't find as many of those in Nebraska, I don't think.
No, but I'm back in rattlesnake territory.
Yeah, and you're also in tornado territory, so keep that in mind.
Oh, that's nice, Glenn.
Well, yeah, but they also tell me the tornado season is over. I just have to watch out for hailstorms, which I'm really happy to hear that.
Oh, I'm sure you are. And I'm sure you're hearing all the stories from the locals.
Yeah, you know what you need to do is the next time you stop, you got to desensitize your horses to umbrellas.
That won't help in a hailstorm.
Some guy who opened one up right next to us. He opened up one of those big golf umbrellas that come up on an automatic thing the other day, and I think Delightful kind of looked at it, and Missy couldn't even open her eyes. She was asleep.
These are going to be the most desensitized horses in America when she's done.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good luck, Kathleen.
All right, thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Well, it sounds like she's having a little bit better time here in Nebraska than she was in Wyoming. The ground's starting to flatten out, and she's meeting some nice people that are feeding her well.
It's all about the food.
It's all about the. Hey, when you're riding cross country, I bet a lot of it becomes about the food.
It's true.
When you don't know where your next meal's coming from.
I know, and she really is out there in the wild, so it is all about food and shelter.
And don't forget that we will post on our Facebook page as well as our website at stablescoop.com the information of where you can send that package we talked about to Kathleen and get her some goodies if you'd like to do that. Or send her some cash. She really needs cash too, as she said.
Oh, and while you're at it, you can send me some cash also.
You're building a barn.
Extra?
Yeah, that's right. Barn building going on at. We expect to see pictures up there on the Stable Scoop page too. You need to do that soon.
I will get some. I have. We have 4 walls up. So,
okay, cool.
No roof yet, and you know what's funny is I know we have like a million guests, but I just got to get this out really quick.
Okay.
we have 4 walls up and dirt, dirt floor, and the windows are framed out, and we're already hanging out in there with coffee in the morning. It's the dog hangs out in there. It's just a gathering place. It's amazing.
We should say to people that you're building a couple stall barn out there.
Yeah, I'm a small little cutesy pie 2-stall barn.
Very New Englandy.
With a 3-stall option.
Very New Englandy, too.
It is very New England. All right, go ahead. Let's get to guests in the show.
All right. Well, we're going to be right back here with Eventing John about the new website called HahaHorses. And that'll be right after, speaking of right after, oh, by the way, there were some pictures up there of Uncle Jimmy, too. So we're going to be right back after these words about Uncle Jimmy's cool products, and then we'll be here with Eventing John, and then on to your serious topic today. Regular listeners to the Stable Scoop Show know that Helena and I just love Uncle Jimmy's and his fantastic line of products. His products have the highest quality ingredients, and that is why they have taken off like they have. Of course, it all started with Uncle Jimmy's hanging balls for use in the stalls, and then came squeezy buns. We know you need to reward your horse outside of the stall as well. That is why Uncle Jimmy developed Uncle Jimmy's squeezy buns. Squeezy buns are all natural and loaded with nutritional ingredients for your horse. Unlike similar products on the market, they are individually wrapped to preserve freshness and eliminate mess. With competitive pricing and Uncle Jimmy's quality guarantee, the Squeezy Buns promise to be a hit among horses and horse lovers alike. Learn more about all of Uncle Jimmy's products or to find a dealer, visit uncle-jimmys.com. That's uncle-jimmys.com. Well, I got to know Eventing John. By the way, that's just his nickname. He actually does have a last name, but I never remember what it is. So I call him Eventing John all the time, Helena.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't mind.
He's in my book, in my phone as Eventing John, too. So Eventing John's coming on. He's quite an innovator. He's a young guy. He's probably 23 years old, just out of college. I met him and had lunch with him one day. He's a kind of a visionary, and he runs the very popular now blog, eventingnation.com. And he started this new website, and I said, John, you have to come on the show because this is right up Helena and I's alley.
Yeah.
So here's John. Well, hi, John. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great, Glenn. How are you?
Okay, we appreciate you being on. Hold on one second while I bring up your website because I didn't do that yet. I'm kind of slow here today. And I'm bringing up HahaHorses.com, spelled just like it sounds. Oh, my God, John. The picture today. John, that's wrong on so many levels. I don't know where you came up with that one, but that's just wrong. Well, oh, my God.
Well, the great thing is that a lot of our photos are submitted by readers, so blame them, I guess, is the way to think about it.
Well, first, before we get too far, tell people what the site's about. Tell everybody how it works and why we're cracking up here.
Sure. Well, the way it works is basically each day at noon we put up a new kind of funny, interesting, weird horse photograph that's been submitted by a reader. And then all of the people that come to HahaHorses.com write a caption for the photo, if you like it. And then you vote for your favorite caption. And the captions are ranked in order by the number of votes that they have. So presumably the best captions or the favorite captions are at the top of the page. So it's just a fun little site that everybody can go to each day. It's for all horse people. And they can just kind of see a funny photo and read some great captions and have a good time.
And the neat part is you can vote for I just voted for my favorite one so far.
Now, I see like a dozen in the right-hand panel there. Are there more? Oh, yeah, archives, right?
Yeah, but you can only vote on the one that's up there, right? The current one?
Well, you can vote on past ones. You can only submit a caption for the current day's photograph is the way that we have it working.
But you can vote
yeah,
on
there's
past
10
ones.
or so.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
how do you must get gazillions of photos. How do you decide which ones to use?
That's been a learning process for me. When I started, I kind of tried to pick just the funniest photo, but now I've learned to try to pick the most kind of thought-inspiring photograph. What's going to really let people be creative and come up with the best captions, because that's really what I found is the fun of the site is kind of an interesting photograph that lets, our readers really get creative and come up with some great captions, because, it's just been really wonderful how creative people are.
I'm just reading the one. I'm just reading the captions on the one with the girl on the cow jumping the jump.
I love the picture. That doesn't even need a caption.
Yeah.
I love the caption I liked the best was about fifth or sixth, and it was 4-H just keeps getting crazier. That's very funny. Now, you actually give stuff away, too, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. I forgot to mention that. We have some great partners. The winning caption today, meaning the caption with the most votes when the contest ends, gets a gift certificate from KBC Horse Supplies, which I know is a friend of the Horse Radio Network.
Yep.
So there's that little incentive to go, and what we found is that we have a lot of ability for people to share their captions, so you can link to it on Facebook, and we have all the little buttons integrated, and so people kind of will go and they'll say, hey, all my friends on Facebook, come vote for my caption. And a lot of the winning captions really are people who spread the word and get their friends involved in the site, and that's kind of that does great things for us because it helps grow the site. So it's been a really good experience, and kind of like what you said, your favorite caption was 5 captions down, so there's something for everybody. You know what I mean? Because we have so many captions, and there's so many good captions. There's always one or two there that'll make somebody, have a good time. So that's kind of the idea.
Now, I'm constantly thinking practical here. Do you have to edit the captions? I mean, I'm sure there's stuff going up that you don't want out there.
Well, we have to be careful. Yeah, we have a little report button on each caption, and so if people, find it, offensive, then they can click the button and just submit a little form. And so we watch that very closely, and we want to keep it fun, but also very family friendly. And so we actually. You think with thousands of people coming to the site every day, we'd have more problems than we do, but we've only ever taken down one caption, and it's worked very well. And I think people really get into the, once you establish a culture of kind of just really good fun, then it kind of carries itself, really.
These are awesome. My favorite photo, though, is the horse and the pony in the trash barn.
Oh, really? I have to look at that one. Let me look at that one.
It's the pony with the one bandage. That's what totally gets you.
I just like that photo, kind of what you said. It's 2 horses in a barn that's just been absolutely destroyed. They got out of their stalls at night, apparently, and, they've just been having a great time. And it's something that we can all relate to, as horse people, that, we all have that moment where, we go into the barn in the morning and we're expecting to have a great day and there's something wrong. And, it's just kind of, all we can do is laugh at it, really.
Just another Pony Club safe barn. That's for everybody that's been in Pony Club will appreciate that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, these are and I am just so impressed with how clever people are.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's been wonderful. I didn't quite know what to expect, but I've been so thrilled and impressed and enthusiastic, about how creative everyone is, and everyone really seems to be having a great time and enjoying it. So
now, you only started this a couple of weeks ago, too, right? This is new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very new. We had really our first kind of full official public, launch was last Monday, and the week before that we just put up a couple of captions just to kind of make sure that everything was working correctly. So it's very new. A lot of people that are coming to it for the first time, and it's exciting because it's growing really fast. So.
Well, that's terrific. Good job with this. This is brilliant. It really is. And you put the website together yourself. He actually did this himself with all the code and everything there, Helena. I think Helena passed out on me.
Oh, no, I'm here.
She's reading captions. I know.
I was, but I was snorting. I was laughing at some so hard that I was snorting, and I had to put my mute button on.
No, he did this all himself. I'm very impressed with the web design, too. You did a good job.
Well, thanks, Glenn. Yeah, I've been working on the design of it for a few months now, just kind of, a few hours here, a few hours there, and I wanted to make sure that I really had it all kind of organized and good to go. So thank you.
Well, and I'm just typing my email address in now because you have a sign up here to get your daily it mailed to you, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I see that the Horse Radio Network is already a fan of us. I noticed that the other day. I appreciate that. We from from running a media kind of involved company that all that social networking is huge. It really helps out, and so I appreciate you being a fan of us on Facebook.
No problem.
That's how I found out about it, through Facebook, before even Horse Radio Network got hold of it.
Yeah.
We looking at it, a ton of our traffic is coming for Facebook because so many people come to it and they enjoy it, and then they'll click that Facebook share button that you see right underneath the photograph. And
is that the best invention ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's wonderful! It's wonderful.
I know.
Absolutely, and and we have one of our, actually the cow photograph had over 140 Facebook shares. So every one of those gets more people coming and involved, and so it's almost an exponential growth. It works really well.
Well, great. Well, John, the website is HahaHorses.com, and I also want to mention that you also do EventingNation.com, which is what got you to this point. And it's also a terrific site if you're at all interested in eventing or not. It's still a good read. And I do notice the other day that you put up the disclaimer after we had our conversation that you are not the writer of the mysterious website, The Carrot.
That's right. That's right.
Although I think that you're actually, I think you're romantically involved with whoever is the writer, because they keep mentioning Eventing Nation on there, John, over and over. And we should tell people The Carrot is kind of a snarky site that really does. It's an anonymous site written by an anonymous person or persons who really do take a shot at the horse world, and it's very interesting read. It's at Horses Love Carrots and Butte.blogspot.com. And it is it's a good read, but they are serious at times, and they do take shots at the FEI, and people all over the world are wondering who writes this, and I still think you're sleeping with the person or something because eventing, and now there's wait a minute, on The Carrot, HahaHorses has a banner. I think there's something going on here. We have to get to the bottom of being good journalists like we are, Helena.
Oh, yes. For the next Michael Blomkins.
See, he wouldn't have come on if he knew I was going to bring this up.
Surprise!
Well, exactly. I mean, The Carrot does a great job, and I feel very fortunate that they're so nice to us, and I don't know why. I can't comment on that, but I think maybe a lot of it has to do with the fact that we have been talking about The Carrot and linking to them for a long time, and we just really enjoy the site, and they kind of like what we're doing, so it's been a good relationship, and that's that's what kind of new media is all about, just kind of sharing links and telling other people what you like. And,
well, could you let your girlfriend know that we're talking about them too?
We don't even know if it's a girl, by the way.
Oh, so, that's true. Okay.
So it's hard to I don't know. I'm as fascinated as everyone else is in the horse world about who The Carrot is, and maybe I'll pass along the word to them that if they want to reveal themselves, they should do it on the Stable Scoop radio show.
Tell them we can make their voicing. We can bring them on as a guest and put them incognito. We can change their voice. So we'll put them through the voice changer.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea, Glenn.
I know.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't go for that. Yeah. I like that.
All right, John. Thank you for being on. We appreciate it.
Oh, hey, Glenn. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks, John, for coming on. He puts up with a lot of crap from me, but I try and help him out when I can, too. Isn't that site a riot? And
I love it.
It is so cool to see how innovative people are. When you throw a site like that over to the masses and people really latch onto it, you can't write that stuff yourself.
No.
And it was a brilliant idea. Congratulations, John. It was just terrific. Well, we're going to be back here with your guest right after these words from Equestrian Collections. Tell us a little bit about Jamie, and then we'll be back.
Jamie Cohen is a certified equine sports massage therapist. Say that 5 times fast. And this fella really knows his stuff. He's been an athlete and forever, for his entire life. Honestly, I haven't met anybody who knows more about mammalian muscle health than Jamie. And
that sounds just dirty.
Get your mind out of the get your mind out of the gutter.
I'm pretty stiff. Can he just give me a massage over the phone here today? Or,
no. Although he is a very happy, peppy, enthusiastic person, so he does make you feel good after you talk to him.
Equestrian Collections is a true innovator in the retail horse world, and they have done it again, this time with their new shipping program. It's called their Unlimited Shipping Program, and there are 2 options, and you can choose the one that's best for you. It's simple. Pay only $34.95 one time a year and get unlimited one-way shipping to you from Equestrian Collections. You heard right. Pay only $34.95 once a year for unlimited shipments. The second option is only $15 more. You pay only $49.95 for unlimited two-way shipping. That means even your returns will be covered. That's unlimited shipping both ways for as little as 15 cents a day. Think about it. Even if you ordered every day, you won't pay any more for those shipments. Now that's an innovative company at EquestrianCollections.com.
So welcome to Jamie. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's exciting to be here with both of you.
So okay. Here's the deal. I kind of pride myself on knowing a fair amount about horses, and then you came into my life, or you came into Pi's life, and you in working with you and you working with my horse, I learned something very recently through a massage session that you had with my horse that I hadn't thought about before. And we're going to talk about that today. And we're really going to talk about cross-training and how it's important for our horses' muscle health, no matter what kind of activity they're involved in. So why don't but before we get to that, I want to tell you to just give people the Reader's Digest version of Jamie Cohen and how you came into equine massage therapy.
Sure. And I love to hear all that good stuff regarding Pi. Always puts a smile on my face. Basically, been in the horse world since 2003, mostly as a rider, and then in 2007, kind of fully immersed into horse care in general, and then really wanted to find my own niche. I'm not a trainer, and I don't want to be a farrier, but I had to find my own niche that kind of worked with my personality and my background, and being an athlete and always taking care of my body and having an interest in seeing horses be pain-free and performing at their best, it really just made a lot of sense to me. So I did a lot of research, and it seemed to me to be the right thing to start training in and work it into a successful business. So
you have formal training in equine massage therapy?
Yeah, correct. Trained through Equisage. They're based out of Round Hill, Virginia, and I attended one of their satellite schools, which is in Connecticut, and I thought that it was a excellent training. The beginning steps. I think that you always need to keep learning, keep studying, keep experiencing, and I learn something from every session I have. I really do.
So let's get on then to why cross-training is so important to muscle health and fitness. Now we have, there's all different kinds of massage therapists out there, and those that I've used in the past were really more for de-stressing, relaxation, maybe to work on a couple of trouble spots. But the thing that I've learned from you is that you can really treat your athlete, that the horse is an athlete. Every time you get on their back, they're an athlete, even if you're just going out for a hack. So why don't we start with that sort of broad subject, and then we can narrow it down.
Sure. Absolutely. The biggest thing is that they're absolutely athletes, and I treat them no different than I want it to be treated. We're looking for strong, supple muscles that are well conditioned, that move correctly and without restriction or pain. You put all that together, and you're going to have a healthy horse, a horse that's going to be performing to its best potential, and it's going to be a better ride. It's going to be a happier horse. It's going to be a horse that can perform longer. The longevity factor is huge, and I just can't stress enough that it's just really basic, philosophies about just logical, proper muscle care.
And what would you say?
Because we as people, we can when we know that we're getting to that point, we can shut down an activity. Well, sometimes horses aren't giving such overt signals, and it takes a very in tune rider to be able to know when to shut it down and stop giving cues to we need to keep working, and that leads to a lot of overuse, overstress type of injuries. And so as a injury prevention guy, the more well conditioned the horse is, the better it can deal with with overuse situations, the better it can handle traumas that come out from bad steps, from this. It's just a very logical approach.
So if you're saying, let's say we have a horse who's doing a lot of ring work. Let's say a horse who's in the eck ring or hunter jumpers. They're going to be fit for the type of work that they're showing in or that they're competing in, which isn't really a problem. You ride your horse the way you want him or her to be fit. So and then let's start there. They're fit for the kind of work that they're competing in. What kind of massage program would you have for that horse at that point?
Well, it'd be definitely a balancing act. I mean, anytime that that horses are going to be working in particular gaits for a long period of time, you need to balance that with the opposite. If they're going to be in some sort of fixed length thing, like a collection movement, you need to balance that with some longer frame movements, and those are things that can be done in the ring, but they're also things that can be done outside of the ring as well. And then of course the horse won't be as ring sour, and you get to go out different terrains. We love to do work up and down hills. It's just again, just being smart that we like to build strength with our activities, but strength without suppleness is a bad combination, and it can lead to injuries, and obviously suppleness without strength as well. So you need to just find that middle ground and be very logical in the types of training and the amounts of training, so you come up with the best possible package.
I think, Helena, that would be me, suppleness without strength.
You're loosey-goosey is what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
So what do you need to do, more hills?
I think I need to do hill work.
All right,
so we get you on those hills.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's no secret that I believe in cross training. I'm obviously goading you into the answer that I want to hear. What kinds of okay? So, but massage wise, when you get your hands on a horse, a ring horse, what are you feeling for? What's your goal when you've got them when you're rubbing them down?
Well, I'm definitely looking for what is the consistency and the condition of the muscle. Are we dealing with restrictions? Are we finding little nodules and spasms of constricted fibers, which you can definitely feel? I mean, they're in a state of contraction due to a myriad of reasons. It could be a particular trauma, overload, just fatigue, some sort of impact. But we're trying to feel for those and be able to release those. I mean, that's very important. And we release something like that with a combination of percussion and direct pressure, some sort of hyperemia to increase circulation, because it's going to then soften that tissue and start to restore normal motion, breaking up those adhesions. So basically, it's looking for balance, making sure that the horse is good on both sides. You got when one muscle is flexing, the other is stretching, and vice versa. So just looking for balance. It's you can't have strong muscles on one side and weak ones on the other, because they're not going to be able to compensate for each other, and that's where you're going to have some tears.
And yet we know that a lot of horses are balanced, are better on one side. They're stronger on one side than the other, and so are riders. So do you find then that can you feel in a horse's musculature where they're stronger or weaker, or maybe where the rider is stronger or weaker?
Well, absolutely. What you're going to find is you're going to say, okay, you're going to feel that there's some tightness here, or even to a worse extent that there's some pain here, and you're going to be working on the horse, going to be supple, and then you talk to the rider, hopefully if they're there, and you can say, gee, is your horse a little resistant towards the left? And they're like, oh yeah, well, it makes sense because your horse is very tight on the right hand side, and so it's very important to get in there work on that muscle condition, but also educate the person who's riding that horse and training that horse, so that you can hopefully ride smarter and get that horse straightened out and keep the issues from reoccurring. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I love educating people. I wish more people were like you and who are really there to suck up some information, because it's really it takes a village approach. I think with the rider, with the vet, with the farrier, with all the people involved, because these are amazing animals, but we ask a lot of them.
Do you work closely with chiropractors?
I like to work with chiropractors. I don't run into them that often. It's you'd think that with all the places I go that I be bumping into people left, right, and center, but I don't run into them that often. But we do cross information, and what I like to see is to have chiropractors who love to have me come in beforehand and supple up a horse. Because then when they're making an adjustment, everything slides in a lot easier, because you don't have tight restricted muscles that are keeping things out of alignment. So it's really a workable tandem.
Which actually brings up a good point, is when you said it takes a village. You're sort of treating the horse from a variety of places, both from their work program in the ring. Cross training, which get them, if you have a dressage horse, and take them out and jump them every once in a while, or take you have an eck horse, take them out in the trails, things like that. But then we do have the chiropractic care, and so having a massage therapist either work on your horse before or after, I think, might be helpful too, because when I go get adjusted from the chiropractor, they sometimes go and they put that heated pad on your back to sort of loosen up the muscles, with operating under the theory that if you have soft, supple muscles, they're not going to go and pull your spine out of alignment again. And then the other thing too that I learned from Jamie, and this is so funny because I was also an athlete, and I spent many hours in the training room when I was at UMass, because I played lacrosse and I was just always hurt. But there were simple things that you do for human.
She's not
athletes.
playing lacrosse anymore, and that hasn't changed. She's always hurt. Just want to let you know, Jamie, nothing changes.
Shut up.
She still carries a big stick, though. I'm a litto afraid of her.
You should be.
I do still have a couple of lacrosse sticks in the back of my car, next to my bridles and my spare boots. But to think of the horse as an athlete the way we once thought of ourselves as athletes, you come out of a practice and you ice things down. I would never have thought to ice my horse's back. I mean, yes, you think their legs, maybe you cold hose them, but Jamie had shown me this really neat trick with a Dixie cup. Explain that, Jamie, because I thought that was really fabulous.
Well, I'm obviously a huge advocate of cold therapy, and many nights you'll see me with big bags of frozen peas on my shoulders and dealing with that. We'll talk about the benefits of cold therapy in a little bit, but as far as the Dixie cups go, the best way to apply ice. Obviously, I'd love to be able to say, "Okay, horse, you're gonna sit still. I'm gonna put a big bag of crushed ice on you, and it's just gonna stay there for 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'll take it off." Okay, good. It'll all be fine. You walk away 3 seconds later, and the bag's on the floor, and it's doing no good. So basically, just Dixie cups. Obviously, get them filled up with water. Freeze them. Get them all iced up, and then you can tear off, 1.5 inches at a time, exposing some good, fresh, smooth ice, and then you can apply that in nice circular massage-type motions. Not where you're really trying to get in there and palpate deep, but you're just getting over a good surface area and applying that cold therapy, which is fantastic.
Now let's talk about cold therapy, since we have this neat little trick. Why is it important?
Stuff. When you have injuries, your body's reaction to some sort of trauma is to flush the area with fluid. That's where you get that swelling in there and that inflammation. And until that inflammation goes away, a lot of healing can't take place. Because you're just going to have that edema. So we want to reduce inflammation, and cold will take care of that inflammation. And you definitely want to be icing for and any specific injury for the first 72 hours. Definitely no heat, because that's going to draw fluid into the area, exacerbate the inflammation, and you're just going to slow down the process. But But continuing on with cold therapy, you'd think about it, you'd be like, oh, well, it's going to be restricting blood flow, so then I'm going to be decreasing circulation, and that's actually the opposite of the truth. It increases circulation because your body's reaction to dealing with cold is to draw blood into the area, and so that's what we like about it, because we're applying cold, the body then flushes good, fresh blood in there, and it just helps with circulation. So any of that cellular debris from the trauma is going to just be worked out of the system, and just good blood flow is in there, and it's going to just work that that muscle back into a healthier state. And a lot of times, we're just dealing with the regular muscle fatigue of a good workout. Well, that cold therapy is excellent because it's just going to help you recover faster and be able to get back in the game and stay on a good training schedule. Again, just proper maintenance and preventative care.
Well, Helena, I got to lighten things up here a little bit. You're getting all serious on me, but it's all good stuff, and I appreciate it. But, I noticed that the show notes picture you put up there of Jamie sitting there all looking all buff. There's another reason you like Jamie coming out to your stable. Let's be honest.
Shh.
I don't believe I've seen this picture. Do I have any sort of censorship approval here? What's going on with this picture?
I did notice that massage guys must have, huge arms. I mean, my God.
Well, it's, an occupational hazard. You're working on horses all day long. You have to be buff.
We are pushing against a lot of pounds there, so it's definitely a little bit of a workout. I can definitely say that.
Well, we have had. Boy, I hate to ask this because I'm going off topic, but I always do. We had a massage therapist on before that had written a book and stuff. Remember her a long time ago, yeah. And she also did the humans. So she would do the horse and the humans if they wanted when she was there. Is that why Helena likes this so much?
You are so.
I have no comment for that.
Oh, look, I got dead air from both of you on that one.
Let's put it this way. We love when our massage therapist comes to the barn. We always love. And you know what? Jamie loves his job, too.
Yeah, I imagine.
Wouldn't you going out to barns full of women all the time?
I know. I sit here and talk to darn myself in a microphone, and he's out there visiting with cute girls like you all day.
Bingo.
Yes, horses and cute girls. It's not a tough sell, I tell you that.
No, I don't know. Oh, well, I'll let you get back to the serious stuff now.
I had something serious to say, and I totally forgot. This is why we're on...
Thinking about Jamie's abs is what did that.
You did this to me last week, too. I got all messed up.
She's blushing. I can very seldom get Helena to blush.
You did it on, what was it? You did it on Tack and Habit the other day.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Jamie, he embarrassed me so bad. I'm in a room by myself, and I was mortified. Okay?
Oh, that is classic.
Yeah.
All right.
We're getting serious now.
Yeah, you need to go back into the background for a little while. All right. So let's talk about pre and post ride rituals. We have, what would you recommend? This is just your average, let's say your pleasure rider who is maybe a little bit more serious than just going out for a hack down the trails, who likes to do some cross training, some ring work, some cross country stuff, maybe a little jumping, just to keep the horse well-rounded and healthy. What would you recommend as a pre and post ride ritual for that horse owner?
Well, definitely for pre-ride, any sort of warm-up is essential. I mean, I can't stress enough how aggravating it is where you try to preach a proper warm-up when people will tack up, they'll get on their horse, and you'll turn around and you look back, and then they're trotting and cantering within 60 seconds. And this is only going to be a negative over time because even with younger horses, but especially with older horses, I mean, they need time to warm up. Just think of yourself, in your later years where you got those aches and pains, and as soon as you get some blood flowing and you take your time to warm up properly, you move better and you can accomplish what you set out to do. But it's especially when you just talk about the simple thing of the fact that you really need to warm up the loins, the psoas and the iliopsoas. These are kind of deep muscles, and this is something where just getting on and walking and moving and working into the different gaits. It's going to be beneficial, because if those loins get stressed and those loins are weak and tight, it's just going to add to stifle wear. It's going to add to back pain. You're going to have poor impulsion. You're going to have a cruddy ride. I mean, you gotta just unlock those muscles and get them warmed up properly. And that's without having anything except you just being patient on the horse and not rushing it. And you just see it so often because people have busy days. Oh, I've only got 20 minutes to get up there and ride because I have to go do X, Y, and Z, and that is life. But there's going to be a consequence of that. And, one time, okay, maybe not a big deal, especially if it's just a pleasure ride and you're not asking for any sort of high level of performance. But eventually, that puts wear and tear. So any sort of warming up and suppling and active stretching you can do, it's only gonna benefit, because remember, supple muscles are going to be prepared to deal with those unknown issues that can occur. Supple muscles are they're healthier because tight muscles fatigue faster. When muscles fatigue, it puts more stress on the tendons, because remember, 90% of our elasticity is taken care of with the muscles, only 10% with the tendons. Well, if those muscles get fatigued, then all of a sudden you put a bigger workload on the tendons, and this is how tears and God forbid ruptures happen, and those can be just horrific.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, which I had never thought about before. So, but this is important not just for performance horses. This is important even for your backyard pleasure horses, right?
Absolutely, and you figured it would be easier for the pleasure horses, because really what you want, it's more about the bonding experience. Like me, I am an absolute pleasure rider. I have no interest in being a performance rider. I don't do any work towards that. In fact, I don't get in the saddle anywhere as much as I'd like to these days because I've been so busy. But yeah, just enjoy your horse. Walk up grades and down grades. Work into your flat work and have fun with it. Walking over poles, trotting, cantering, using your cavalettis. It's just a lot of fun work, a lot of good flat work, working serpentines and circles as the horse supples up. You can decrease the diameter of the circles. But just being smart about it, and I guess it all just comes down to being patient and logical about it, and it'll just be a better situation for you and the horse. Well,
I got my marching papers. I know what I got to do. I got to work on my patience.
That's tough for Helena. That's you're pushing the envelope there, Jamie.
But
I understand that, but it's tough. It's tough for a lot of people. But
you know what? We have an excuse. We both have severe ADD. So I think we can use that as an excuse for almost anything.
But that's why you can come up with other things that make warm-up fun. Like my horse is small and he's got a sensitive back. I can't get on him and work him right away. So I free lunge him. So we go into the indoor arena and he's off a lead and we have a blast. We just have fun. And what it does is it warms him up, it supples him up, but it appeals to my ADD because I'm doing something that's engaging and fun. We play games. It's not all about under saddle work all the time. And what I found is my horse is actually, when it does come time for under saddle work, he's so much more, he's physically ready for it, but he's also mentally ready for it.
Absolutely.
So you find you have a more well-rounded, agreeable animal under you when the time.
I do want to ask you, we talk on our radio shows, we talk to the top riders in the world, and most of the top riders in the world, we always ask them, do you take your these top level horses out in whatever discipline for a trail ride once a week? And almost 90% of them say yes, we do, and we need that time just to let them be a horse, and for us just to not be working. Do you find at the lower levels that there's more intensity there, that they think they have to be working all the time and don't take that break? or is that starting?
I'm definitely not gonna say any names. But
No, I don't want you to.
A bunch of show barns where they don't even turn their horses out because they're scared of having a paddock injury.
Yeah.
And it's and I don't get a lot. And following along with that sort of thought process, those are also people who generally don't utilize my services either. It's very old school, and I think they kind of shut their brains down about 2 decades ago, and so there's not a lot of turnout. The horses are all jacked up, and then they've been in their stall, and then all of a sudden they come out, and now all of a sudden. And it's workable if they are very patient in their warm up and they do very proper training with a lot of variables in there, so that it's very balanced. But all of a sudden, you take one of those pieces out of the equation. They don't warm up properly, or it's all just specific training, and then that's where these injuries happen, or where horses just never reach their potential. So it's wonderful to hear that you're talking to these high-end athletes who are taking their horses out like that, because I just think it's important. I think it's important for the rider just to have a day off and be with their horse and enjoy the fact that they've got a teammate. It's not just an employee.
Right.
I like that. A teammate.
That's a good analogy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I was clueless about this, is and then we can wrap up with this, stretching. I always thought, hey, it's important to stretch your horse before you work out, but really that could be a problem if you stretch before your workout.
Well, there's again, I always like to use the rubber band example where. A warm rubber band stretches a lot better than a cold rubber band, and so that's why there's different types of stretching when you talk about active stretching and passive stretching. Now, with active stretching, you don't even have to be in the saddle, like you say. It could be groundwork where you're on the where you're walking the horse, or you're on the lunge, or in the saddle, as long as you are doing nice build up into your active exercises that do a lot of stretching, then that's a phenomenal way to stretch. Because when you're stretching through active exercise, you're creating strength and flexibility, strength and suppleness. And that's why I'd love to hear when you said, we can talk about dressage horses, and then get out there and do some jumping, because so often they're not getting that nice, good stretch to their hamstrings, that, like, say, race horses always get, or polo horses always get, because they're in that gallop phase, and they're really stretching through, or the jumpers in that load phase, and they stretch through. So it's I enjoyed hearing you say that about the example of doing some gymnastic jumping in regards to dressage horses. But as far as passive stretching, I know that some people do it before they get on. Sometimes it's a way to adjust the girth, and they've been shown some stuff. But I'm always a little leery of doing any sort of passive stretching on a horse that is cold. I would just much rather you get on, you walk your horse, and then maybe get off and do some stretching. I know that takes more time and more patience, but if you wanted to do some stretching beforehand, that's the way I would do it. But then, of course, I'd always stress that it's very beneficial after, when the horse is warmed up, not fatigued, to the point where you're in a dangerous situation, but where the horse is warm, and then you do some passive stretching. This can help to get rid of the byproducts of exercise, a lot of that lactic acid. It can decrease muscle soreness, so that they'll be in better condition for for that next workout, and it's just a good time to try to increase that range of motion. And as far as passive stretching goes, I always stress that horse muscles and human muscles are different. Where humans, we tend to get a very good stretch at that 25 to 30 second range. Horses, 5 to 15 seconds max. That's when they're going to get their stretch, and they'll let you know when they start to say that's enough. You really need to let them go. big fan of the stretching. I think it's, in fact, I'm kind of being a 70% massage guy, 30% stretching guy, to where I might be the muscle guy instead of the massage guy soon. Because it's a more accurate more accurate name.
Okay.
I thought I lost you. You're like, oh, my internet cut out. Have I been talking to myself for 30 minutes here?
No, I was just processing what you were saying because, like I said, every time something comes out of your mouth, I learn something that I thought I already knew.
That's why I love you.
I know. I love you too, Jamie.
All right. Well, on that note,
wait. We also we have something special. We have to say happy birthday. Today's Jamie's birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Jamie.
Thank you very much. Double 21 today. Fabulous
day. He has
a
freaking birthday every day. He's going to these barns with pretty women every day, drooling all over him. I mean, that's like a birthday every day.
Well, get out from behind your desk and your microphone.
Jamie, thank you so much for being on with us. We really appreciate it.
This was fantastic, and hopefully I can come back again. This was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
All right, thanks, Jamie.
You.
Well, that was nice. It was very, I didn't fall asleep once there on that serious topic.
No, it was close, though. It was a few times. But like I said, Jamie's he's so enthusiastic and excited. He engages you. And I'm lucky enough to have him work on my horses.
And you know what I said about him being good looking doesn't hurt either, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, come on, it doesn't. It's like going into a museum. It's nice to look at a well-crafted piece of artwork. But
Next
then again,
time I say that about a girl, you'll bust on me.
But you know what, Glenn?
There's definitely a divergence here.
No. Here's the thing. I could look at a bale of hay and appreciate its good looks.
Oh, that's how to get out of it. Your husband doesn't listen to the shows. You don't have to worry.
My husband's a hottie, so I have nothing to
Yeah,
complain.
you're right. You got a good-looking husband.
I got a good-looking husband,
true.
so,
That's true. Well, be sure to listen again next week as we have a great show lined up for you, and this was with the help of our friend Johnny Robb, and she helped put together a show on ponies and minis. So we're looking forward to, you know how I feel about ponies. I'm a pony guy.
I know.
And I love driving ponies, and I love all kinds of ponies. So we're just we haven't done a show on ponies and minis yet.
I know. I'm so excited. I think I want to do a Tack and Habit show on ponies and minis, so maybe they'll send us one.
A sample?
Or two. Yeah.
Well, you could use a mini at your farm, actually, a little mini.
I know we could.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
So one of the big ones, like
and we have some great guests. She lined up some terrific guests. We're talking world champion guests next week. So we'll have to put on our tux and be all ready to go for the Pony and Mini show. Well, next...
you know what? That gives me an idea. Let's do like
pony
a
and
pony...
mini tux?
No.
Oh.
No. Having a pony and mini gala. But we have to find some kind of fundraising charity thing to do. Like,
That's
wouldn't it be fun to get all totally glamored up, like sequins and tuxedos, and have this great big pony
and
ball?
it'd all be ponies and minis.
Yeah, we could call it the pony ball, and
that'd be the kind of thing you and I would host. Would be a mini ball.
See, then I really could wear high heels and sequins and sparkle and glitter.
I could wear a tux. You know how long it's been since I wore a tux?
Yeah, I do know, because it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
All right, back to the show. I'm all over the road today. Sorry, people.
Tell everybody where you can hear about us.
You can hear about us. Well, you can go to stablescoop.com for all the Stable Scoop shows, and you can go to horseradionetwork.com because we have 7 other great shows on Horse Radio Network. You can also, first we want to hear your feedback. We have a contact link on our website. You can also follow us on Twitter at Horse Radio. I'm also on Twitter, but I don't tweet very much. That's Helena_BEE. And where else can we be found?
That's pretty much
Facebook.
it. Yeah, Facebook. Oh, yeah. Go follow us on Facebook. That's where we put all the fun pictures of Helena in high heels at shows.
Sort of. Sort of high heels. Shh.
All right, Helena, let's wrap it up. It's been a good show. We thank everybody for being here. We thank all our listeners around the world in all 42 countries now, and we appreciate you being here with us every week. Helena, we'll be back again next week.
With a hopping good scoop. See? It's cheesy. Can't help
Yeah,
it.
that was cheesy, and you had the perfect... It could have been a mini scoop because we have the mini scoop.
Oh,
You want to do
a
it
little
again?
scoop. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, Helena, we'll be back again next week.
With the little big scoop. No. Little big?
Little big.
I was thinking of like, little big heart. Isn't there like a little big, little? It's never gonna happen.
And it's never gonna end. It's
never gonna end.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Bye. Check.
Okay.
Pilot to co-pilot.
Are you taking off, or am I?
I will take off today.
Okay, co-pilot.
Okay.
You need to practice.
I do not. Practice. This is episode 106 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show. Hold on a minute. Cut.
See who said that?
Get out. Well, I have a St. Bernard who's like 2 inches from the microphone going.
Wants to help.
And not to mention the fact that Jack is sitting on the back of my chair. The back of my chair is only 2 inches wide, so I'm getting hit in the face.
Amazing cats can do that.
Yeah, I know. Go lay down. This is episode 106 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network. Oh, that's where I didn't change it. Cut. What is it? It is...
I did, but just hit refresh.
Cross-training. Take 133. This is episode 106 of the Stable Scoop Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network. Cross-training those HahaHorses. Please support our sponsors as they make this show possible. Did you want to do the other half, Glenn?
Oh, shoot. I forgot we were doing that now. All right, start over. Take 400.
Okay. Oh, hold on. At least you got me laughing. This is a good thing.
I don't think we're going to get through this today.
No, I think it's all over now. Year 3, blooper reel.